Stop fearing solitude, embrace it, and unleash your inner strength. If you've ever felt lost when the world goes quiet, you need to hear this. There is a point in every person's journey when life becomes quiet. The world, once so full of voices and movement, suddenly slows. The noise fades and you find yourself surrounded by a gentle hush you never noticed before. Friends slow down. Dreams shift. The people you once shared every step with begin to drift, their paths winding away from yours, sometimes without warning. People you once walked with begin choosing different roads, and suddenly you find yourself walking alone. The familiar comfort of company is replaced by the uncertainty of solitude. Most people panic in this moment. They think solitude is a sign of failure. They wonder if they've made a mistake or if they're being left behind. They fear the silence, the stillness, the emptiness of the road. But let me tell you something. This emptiness is not a void, but a space waiting to be filled with your own discoveries. The lone path is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of your transformation. It is the place where you meet yourself, perhaps for the very first time. When I first entered the monastery, I felt lost. All my life, I was surrounded by people, noise, opinions, expectations. I was used to measuring myself by the world around me, and when that suddenly faded, I felt like a bird thrown out of its flock. But my teacher smiled and said, "It is only when you walk alone that you begin to hear the truth inside you. In solitude, your inner voice grows stronger." At the time, I didn't understand. But with every sunrise, with every quiet morning spent in reflection, I began to see what he meant. With every step taken in silence, I learned to listen, not just to the world, but to my own heart. With every long evening spent with only my thoughts, the truth became clearer. The answers I sought from others began to rise from within. Walking alone strips away everything that is not yours. The world falls quiet. The distractions fade, and you're left with what is real. And what remains is you. The truest version of yourself, waiting to be discovered in the silence of your own company. When you walk with a crowd, you move at their pace, whether you realize it or not. Their rhythm becomes your rhythm, and their direction often becomes your direction too. You adopt their habits, their fears, their doubts. Even their dreams can start to feel like your own, blurring the line between what you want and what you're told to want. You fulfill their expectations and forget your own. The noise of the crowd can drown out the quiet voice inside you, the one that knows your true desires. But when you walk alone, your pace becomes your own. You can finally slow down, speed up, or even pause, without explanation. You begin to notice what truly matters. The world grows quieter, and your priorities start to reveal themselves, one by one. Your dreams stop competing with others. Your heart stops rushing. Your mind stops comparing. You rediscover the freedom to listen to yourself. It was on one of these silent walks that I realized something important, something I'd missed in the noise of daily life. We lose ourselves not because life is confusing, but because we borrow the paths of too many people. We forget to ask where we truly want to go. Walking alone gives your own path a chance to appear, clear and unmistakable, waiting for you to take the first step. Noise is not always loud. Sometimes it's the quietest things that echo the longest in our minds. Sometimes noise is a friend who keeps telling you what you cannot do, or a well-meaning voice that plants seeds of doubt in your heart. Noise is a society that keeps telling you who you should be, shaping your dreams before you even know what they are. Noise is the fear of missing out, the pressure to keep up, to always be somewhere else, doing something more. Noise is the worry of what others will think, the invisible weight of expectations that never truly belong to you. When you walk alone, that noise fades, and you begin hearing your inner voice, the one that whispers instead of shouts, the one that's been waiting patiently beneath the surface. And that voice is honest, gentle, but powerful. It tells you truths you've ignored and reminds you of who you really are. Once, I spent 7 days in complete silence, not a single conversation, just me, breathing, walking, listening. At first, the quiet felt overwhelming, but slowly, it became a comfort. On the 4th day, something shifted. I realized that most of my confusion came from trying to live a life that wasn't meant for me. In the silence, I could finally hear what I truly wanted. Silence doesn't just calm the mind, it cleans it. It gives you space to let go of what isn't yours, and to rediscover the clarity that's been there all along. When you learn to depend on yourself, fear begins to disappear. You stop expecting people to save you. You stop waiting for encouragement. You stop needing approval. You become your own foundation. Strength is not built in the crowd. Strength is built in the quiet hours, when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when only you know how hard it is. There is a saying the monks share: a warrior becomes strong not in battles but in lonely training. Your lonely moments are training you, preparing you, sharpening you. When you walk alone long enough, something beautiful happens. The right people begin to appear, not because you chased them, not because you begged for them to stay, but because your energy became clear and calm. Walking alone filters your world. The wrong people fall away naturally, and the right people, the ones meant for your journey, they find you effortlessly. This is the magic of the lone path. You stop choosing people out of loneliness and start choosing them out of alignment. Every seed grows in darkness before it reaches the light. Every butterfly begins as a lonely creature within its cocoon. Every strong tree stands alone before it becomes a forest. Nature teaches us every day. Transformation is a solitary process. When you walk alone, you will question yourself. You will feel doubt. You will feel fear. But these feelings are not signs that you are lost. They are signs that you are evolving. There will come a day when you look back at this lonely path and realize it was the most important part of your journey. You will see how it shaped you, how it cleaned your mind, how it strengthened your spirit, how it connected you to yourself. You will understand that solitude was not a punishment, it was a preparation. Every great dreamer, every leader, every wise person, all of them walked alone at some point. Not because they were different, but because they were becoming. If you are on that quiet road today, do not rush back to the crowd. Do not fill the silence with noise. Do not chase those who walked away. Walk slowly. Walk mindfully. Walk with purpose. Because the more comfortable you become walking alone, the more powerful you become when others walk beside you. A person who has mastered solitude cannot be broken by separation. A person who has mastered silence cannot be fooled by noise. And a person who learns to walk alone can walk anywhere.